Mamkeli for welcoming us in this school. And I've had some vibe that you're really here and you want to feel it. This is what we're here for. I just want to tell you a little bit that we are here because of an organization that is aiming to empower, inspire, and educate you with vast amount of information. We are here to dispose it to you so that you take it. One most important thing that you have to realize is you have to give that child an opportunity because they want to go to university. You have to give that child an opportunity. You have to listen as much as you can. We are in the middle of exams right now, but we've decided to give back to the only school that gave us an opportunity. So I'll give the opportunity to the program director, Sbusiso Extido Gama. Then he will tell us who's going to follow. He will be directing the event of today. So guys, what I would like you to get from you is maybe please listen. We have forms. Look at this. We have forms with bursary applications. So we just want you to listen, and then at the end of the day, you'll take something home. Mr. Successful.
I always
my number one priority. Greeting is my habit. I greet you all. Hey guys, good? Are you well? I love the way you were dressed. Hey, can you please give yourself a round of applause? What's going to be happening today is that we have members of Faculty of Best Advisory. They are going to be giving you motivation and career advice. So what you guys need to do is to listen very carefully, because we have goodies here. We've got fines if you listen, and then they ask you a question, you answer it right, you get a fine. We have umbrella with the watch. USB. We understand that's in Yabanda, but then you never know what happens. Global warming, you know, everything. So our first speaker is going to be Portia. Please give her a round of applause.
I go by the name of Portia. I hail from the University of Johannesburg, studying BEd, Bachelor of Education. I'm currently a third-year student teacher. Today we are here to motivate you, inspire you, and tell you what to expect, how to apply, and how to pass a matric. We have people that have worked exceptionally good in their matric in the previous years, and we are here to give you motivation, inspire, and could you please kindly give us your ears for a minute and let us talk to you. Thank you.
Okay guys, our next speaker is going to be Jamina. I'm sure she's familiar to all of you.
Well, as I've already introduced me, my name is Jamina. I matriculated here in 2011. I got like 6 distinctions. It was nothing. I didn't work as much as I was supposed to work to get 7 or to get 8 classes. Yeah, so, well today, I wrote down some points. I hope you don't mind. Okay, I want you guys to close your eyes for like a few seconds. Just close your eyes. about whatever you want to be when you're done. Done with matric, done with tertiary, or maybe after matric, maybe you're starting to work. Just close your eyes and think about that thing for a few seconds. It's about the power of your imagination. If you can't think about it, then there's something wrong about you.
Think about what you want to become.
Think of yourself as that professional already. Yeah, already maybe if you want to be a mining engineer, already underground. If you want to be a pilot, already in your flight, maybe taking people overseas. Okay, if you are done, you can open your eyes. Now I'm going to point to one of you. I'm not going to ask for it. Okay, then go. You can volunteer then if how was the picture like? Just raise your hand and tell us. I'm gonna choose it. It was fantastic. Like, how did you see yourself? What were you like?
I saw myself drafting a lotto ticket. Drafting a lotto
All those things, you have to take a first step. The first step with him, you have to study commerce or whatever, and then you have to get a varsity entrance. You have to pass, you have to get your degree as a chartered accountant, and then that's it. Right now, as a pastor, you have to read your Bible. You have to know your Bible in and out. You have to have a relationship with your God. You can't just wake up one morning and say, I'm going to be a pastor. Lots of tickets. Well, with the lots of tickets, I can say maybe. No, I say secondly. I can always say, like, there's an advent during one day is one day. If you believe you're gonna win, like that subject or whatever, you have to. I'm happy that you took the first step of getting a ticket. It means that you're gonna scratch those 6 numbers and maybe you believe that you're gonna get that jackpot. That's good. It shows that you guys can imagine something. A wise man said that if you can't imagine it, then you can't have it. So whatever you want to be in life, whatever you want to do from this day onwards, or from after receiving your matric results, it all depends on your imagination. It all depends on your thoughts. What you want to be. Like I started, like all of you guys, like I was also sitting in a classroom like you guys. I wore the same uniform as you guys. But then I had dreams, I had visions. I knew what I wanted in life. I told myself that I want, like, I took the circumstances at home, circumstances around my friends, circumstances around the school. Like, those were the circumstances that motivated me to have dreams, motivated me to have visions. That's why right now I'm studying mining engineering. So, Leslie Brown said, okay, here's a question. All of you want to succeed, right? Yes. Who doesn't want to succeed? You can raise your hand. It's okay to be honest. So all of you want to succeed. So he said, if you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe, then you will succeed. Just imagine yourself in a small, like small container without an oxygen. What is the first thing you're gonna think about? How can you It means you want to breathe again. So if you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe, then you will succeed. It means that you will do whatever comes your way to get that success. It means you do whatever that you have to do to get that. But then, behind every successful person, there are sacrifices that had to be made. I don't know, like it differs from person to person. Some people have to sacrifice their sleep. Some people have to sacrifice their friends. Some have to sacrifice their family. By sacrificing, I mean you have to spend less time with those things. You have to give up sleep in a way that, like when you think about that maths problem that you didn't solve, and then you are sleepy at that time, you'd rather choose doing that maths problem than going to bed. Okay? So yeah, and then like a lot of people say that I can't do something because I don't have enough motivation. Motivation is all around you. The person sitting next to you is motivation enough. Your friend is motivation enough. Your teachers are motivation enough. Like, our teachers always tell us all the time, study, 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 work hard, work smart, all those things. Like now, we're taking it as a song, and we don't really reflect on the bigger meaning behind those words. Take that motivation, that free motivation. There are people who pay to get motivated. You must feel lucky that you're getting motivation for free. Yeah. Another point. I'm sure all of you did match column A, match column B. Right? Okay. In column A, you have living and winning. Living and winning. And then column B, we have dying and losing. Winning and living, losing and dying. Match column A and column B. Whoever gets this one will get but then if you
Lend us your ears so that we may talk to you and get out of this place. You know, because that friend you are trying to please is the one that's going to drag you down. I have a poem entitled Dear Friend. It addresses that friend who, when you want to study, he or she tells you about other exciting things, as if studying is not exciting. So it's entitled Dear Friend, and it goes, Dear friend, oh, so I see the trend. Keep smiling at my betrayal. Keep boasting with denial. One day my mixed emotions will blend. Bleed and blemish until it bleeds, my heart will pound. I had anticipated before it crashed into ashes. Like Faber classic creeping fatigue. From tendon to tendon, through septum to infinity. Dear friend, the serpent, yet so slender and yet so tender, to seep into my heart. Like a beaver with your protruding teeth, waiting to test my flesh, my success, my feebleness, waiting to wound my soul and cause a permanent perforating wound so deep, like the furrows of the soil erosion. Dear friend, Judas. Critical eyes and skinny ears that rise. That lies, skies tantamount. Keep the deceit and spare me the receipt. Let's play. I'll be Jesus the receiver, you'll be Judas the deceiver. Dear friend, the bill of critics. Keep criticizing. One day your critics will turn into lyrics and I will be able to explain the complexity of this lie. Dear friend, the demon. One day you'll be able to understand the power of the sermon. Our next speaker is... Probably you're going to gain something from them. And you ask questions because we are here, we want to empower you with knowledge. So what's there for us if you come here and then we leave empty-minded? Because we will learn from you, you learn from us. Yeah, our next speaker is going to be Mr. Villagas.
Are you well?
Yeah.
Are you able to be matriculated? First thing, I need you to do me a favor. I just want each and every one of you to say this to yourself. I have greatness in me. I have greatness in me. Do you believe what you've just said? Yes. Then I believe for you that the future is bright. I see doctors here. I see chartered accountants here. I see actuaries here. Yes. I see lawyers. Yes, you name them. Okay, guys, I have one message for you. The title is that do not sleep with the enemy. Okay, so what do I mean by this? We have in life things that hinder us from success. And we have the power of choice. However, how we exercise our choice is the trouble. So most of you here will not succeed because of the friend that you chose. Most of you will not succeed because at the time others were studying during the night you slept. The environments that we find ourselves in will hinder us from success. Today I'm proposing to you that clean your closet. Each and everything that will hinder you from success, take it out. Today I want you to make a decision and tell that friend of yours that no friend, today onwards I'm not your friend. Because your success is far more important than this person. Today I want to leave you with a message that it doesn't matter where you come from. It doesn't matter the situation at home, but what matters is that don't let your current situation define your success. So today I plead with you guys to carefully choose the friends that you have. Because through them we see you. So it is very important that, guys, the choices that you make, you have the power of choice, but how you choose becomes a problem. Choose a friend which will call you at night to say, I have a problem with a mathematics question. Not the friend that will call you and tell you to take so good a party. That's not a friend. That's not a friend. So, just to leave you with some quote by John Maxwell, it says, if there's hope in the future, there's power in the present. Okay? If there's hope in the future, surely there's power in the present. So what I urge you to do is that, guys, do not let circumstances define your future. Okay? Be strong and be brave enough to tell that friend of yours who's keeping you from succeeding. He's limiting you of what you can do. The power lies in you to make a good choice. With those words, I say, be strong and be courageous. Life out there is tough. Now, yes, it's fine. You still play. But once you move out of this place, reality kicks in. The friend that you had today won't be there to account for the circumstances the challenges that you'll be facing tomorrow. So it is wise to choose a friend now who's gonna help you and assist you to succeed rather than the friend that will help you in failure. So it is very important. Make a choice, because the choices that we make in our youth days will affect where we go in. So be cautious about the friends that we choose. Some of you know yourselves. You don't belong to befriend the person that you are with now. Just because you want to make them happy, are you willing to sacrifice yourself for the happiness of someone? That is the question. You know from your heart that the person you call a friend is not a friend. Change your ways. This is what I propose to you today. And all the best for the exams.
It doesn't matter who your parents are, it doesn't matter what has happened to you in the past. What matters most is you read one. We need to be very happy that what we are bringing here today, even people in America don't have. What we're bringing here today, even people in Johannesburg don't have. You are very lucky. So I'm going to introduce an unstoppable, powerful motivational speaker. When I first met him, he was on the road, and we had a chat, and he introduced something which we all know about, and he said, this was from Les Brown. Someone's opinion about you doesn't have to become your own reality. Someone's opinion about you doesn't have to become your own reality. If they say that you cannot, it doesn't mean you will not. If they say that you are a failure, it doesn't mean you are a failure. You are the best, and make the best out of this opportunity. Prosper.
How you guys doing? Okay, I've got a question before I actually start. If you know the answer, just raise your hand. I won't say it's wrong, I won't say it's wrong, or anything like that. What is the most valuable commodity on Earth? What is the most valuable commodity or asset, whatever you want to call it, on planet Earth? Raise your hand. Sure. Brain. Thank you. Education. Okay. Prosperity. I like brain. I like education. What else? Faith. Okay. I'm gonna stop you right now because what you said is really good. But at the same time, I will not go every time. I'm just gonna keep talking. Whoever wants to listen, listen. If you don't want to listen, you can just go away. It's that simple. Right? Okay. I like brain. I like education, faith. But all of those things matter because of one commodity that I think is the most important: time. Time. You see, the thing is, you guys don't understand how valuable time is. The youth that you have right now, You guys about 16, 17, 18 or so. That's your age. And you guys come here. Anyway, so I'm saying 18, 16 and whatever age you are right now. You guys think you're young. You guys think everything. Right now, okay, you know what, I don't have to work, I'm still young, you know what, I don't have to think about the future because I'm still very young. But one thing is, if you lose time, you've lost everything. You can have the money, let's say you win the lottery, you're 79 years old. What are you gonna do with that? You are 79 years old. You only have money, you don't have time. So right now, my one commodity, my one worry about you guys, the one thing I wanna say to you, worry about your time. Worry where you spend your time. You just had here, they said, choose your friend. If right now you're gonna spend 10 hours with that one person, but that one person is not bettering your life, but actually making it worse, are you becoming better, are you becoming worse? It's because of just time. Anyway, I wanted to, like when I was here, like right now, while waiting for these guys, I read on your walls and everything. There's a note. Joe Vista was here. What was here? Whatever. Why do people do that? You see, the thing is, the reason why people do that is because they need recognition. The reason why people do that is because they feel empty. The reason why people do that is because they want to say, you know what, I was here. They don't want to be forgotten. But the best way to leave a mark is by actually succeeding. Like you just had Jamina write it once. She told you she's got like 6 distinctions from this school. She was one of you guys. But she left her mark not by writing on the wall, I was here 2013, but by the work she put through. Out of you, there's one person who's gonna be like that. It just might actually be you. Anybody? You know what I'm saying, guys? Like success is one thing that we all want. Success is one thing we all crave. But the problem is, some of us do not know how to go about it. Some of us do not know what to do to get there. Like when someone says, I'm thinking about legacy, you guys don't understand what legacy is. But right now, I don't know how old she is, but what I can tell you, she has left a legacy in the school. It's gonna take some time for someone to actually do what she did. And she didn't say, you know what, I'm gonna write my name on the wall so that I don't become forgotten, I don't, my friends think I'm cool or anything like that. She left her own legacy for who she is. Like, don't let your circumstances define who you are. Don't let, like my man said here, don't let people's opinion define you, who you are. Actually, I've just compiled like 5 things that I think, if you've got a pen, write them down. For now, future, wherever, they can help you succeed. 1. No, it's cool. You will get, I will not wait for you. You'll get it from your friend, or we can actually compile it for you later on. 1, guys, everything about you, make it urgent. Everything that defines you, everything that you work for, make it urgent. You see, the problem is, you think studying is an option. The problem is, you think you're doing someone a favor when you come to school. Some of you be like, you know what, I'm not going to school if I'm Kerala, as if you're doing your parents a favor by coming to school. Everything about you, make it an agency. Like, just for an example, Bafana is playing, and you know you've got a maths test coming on. Most of you choose to watch Bafana. But at that point, you know, those guys are not going to do anything to make your future better. But studying is the one thing that can actually make your future better. In terms of Kune, for an example, when you watch Kune, when he's playing for Chiefs or Bafana, he's living his dream. But when you watching him, you're taking time away from your own dreams. Is that fair? Number 2, clarity, mentorship, support. You guys do not have any experience in anything besides school. Like right now, you think you know everything, but when you get out there, you're gonna find out that you know nothing. You're gonna find out that you've been in a cocoon, you've been protected, and when you get out there, it's gonna get real. You're gonna find out that what you thought you knew means nothing. What you thought you understood about life means nothing. So my one thing that I want to add up to the list that I'm compiling right now, get clarity, get support. Like, I know amongst you there are friends who will drag you to be the worst person that you can possibly be. But amongst you, there's a guy who knows what it means to fail. A guy who knows what it means. There's a guy who knows what it means when other kids are playing brand new shoes outside, whatever. That man has never changed a shoe in his life. That was from grade 8 up until grade 12, one shoe. So I'm saying, like, get clarity. If you know, you've got teachers here, you've got these guys that come and just want to speak to you. Have one of them as your mentor and say, you know what, I like what you do, I want to be there. Can I be your student? Then they don't have to teach you anything, but they just have to guide you. That's what matters. Get clarity. Because whatever you think you know about life right now, trust me, it's like 20% of what's out there. And when you get out there, there will be nobody who's going to say, hey, go to school, get into class. You're going to have to make that decision yourselves, guys. Like, when it gets, it's so flipping hard. Like, just an example. Advance. I'm my first year. I speak to this guy, I'm like, hey, I need to speak to Abonga, I'm like, because my English, I think, is better. But this guy, he asked me one thing, where's your car parked? I'm like 19, and he tells me, where's your car parked? And I didn't have anything to say to that person because I do not even own a key to a car. I don't even own 5 pairs of sneakers. But this guy, because of what he has, he's comparing it to what I have. I didn't have a car. I didn't have a big fancy house. I didn't have all of these things. But what I had my brains, I had my faith. Like, when this guy's like 18 years old, where are you parked? I don't have a car. What do I use? 2 series. That's what I have. That's what I have. Honestly, guys. You know what I'm saying? Okay, yeah, the third thing, embrace failure, don't accept it. Embrace it, do not accept it. You see, the thing is, most of the guys, like right now, if I can ask how many people are doing pure maths, how many people are doing maths literacy? Most of you are like, no, I'm doing maths literacy because it's easier. Why? Because you're scared to fail. You see, most people don't try stuff because they're scared to fail. That doesn't mean when you fail, you know, you're the worst person ever. It just means that get up, dust yourself, move on again. It's that simple. Embrace failure. But now, don't be that guy who keeps on failing, and doesn't learn from his lesson. You are now being stupid. Look, embrace it, understand what it means to fail, understand what it means to, you know, to be the lowest possible, the lowest possible place. But do not let that lowest possible place be your comfort zone. If you fail the test once, it shouldn't be a thing of consistency. It should be a thing of, damn, that shouldn't have happened to me. Like, I know my friends have been failing, but that's not me. Like, I will not let that be my future. That is just a place, it's just a point in my life to learn. Embrace failure, but never get comfortable with it. And the fourth one, guys. Believe in something bigger than yourselves. Like, because life is gonna hit you hard. I don't care how prepared you are, I don't care where you're from, I don't care how rich you are, I don't care how much pretty you think you are, or whatever you think you have, life is gonna knock you down, trust me. Like, up to that point, the only thing that will get you up is your faith. It can be a Muslims, it can be God, whatever faith. I won't judge you what you believe in, but you must have that faith. There's gonna be a time where you're gonna prepare so hard for an exam. You prepare so hard for it, and you fail. Nobody's gonna say to you, hey, you know what, hard is skill. You were studying all night, all you want, but you ended up failing. The only person, the only thing that's gonna get you up is your belief. Like, God, if this is your will, let it be. And just keep on going. Because if you are gonna believe everything that you see around you, all that is here, we're all gonna die and leave it here. All of us. You came here naked, you're gonna leave naked. That's about it. So have faith, believe in something bigger than you. Instead of believing, okay, I want that car or anything like that. Just know, okay, I'm so and so, this is what I have, this is what I don't have, but I believe in this thing. Yeah? You guys are so quiet. Habit. I'm Xhosa, by the way. So in Xhosa it's called Ephes. So there's a saying in Xhosa that says, Ephes or design. Usuality or usuality conquers the brain. That you do frequently becomes an habit, in so much that your brain doesn't even think it's a habit. When someone smokes, like when they go like they do this and then already they do that, because it's a habit, they don't even think about it. So if your habit is every time when you get to school, the bag, you throw it out there and you move it to your friends, that becomes your habit, that defines who you are, that becomes your life. But right now, if you change your habits, like right now it's like June, you have to write your exam for December. So right now, start making habits that are gonna make your life better. Don't take habits like every time, every Friday, you always go sport or whatever place that you guys have fun at. Don't say, hey, Prosper here says I should not party. No, the time must be managed. There's time for parties, there's time for books, there's time for life, there's time for faith. Everything has time. But the problem is you should make sure you know what you want. You should make sure you know what defines you. You should make sure that this is not me, this is what they are. Make yourself different. Like there's about 14 billion people on Earth. 14 billion. It's not 14, so it's actually 7 billion. And then you times that by 2, and you find that there's like 14 billion hands. But in each of those hands, if you look carefully in here, there's none like yours. 14 billion people, there's none like yours. But you try every day to please people so that you can be like them. You try every day to fall into a certain crew, so they say, they call in that crew. That's not who you are. You are an individual, and that's you. The last two, guys, the last two. Stay real, like, honestly, just stay real. Like, know yourself. Because, let me just tell you a little story about toothpaste. Toothpaste. Every day, you guys, always, I hope so, every day, no? Every day, you put moments in you, right? Every day. And there's some of you guys, I was saying to Aquafresh, right? But you see, there's someday, I was curious, I said Aquafresh, I saw my squash. And my lines are still like this. I'm like, and I did it again. My lines are like that. And from that on, it was nothing. But as I learned through life, there was a lesson that I did not understand. No matter what is happening outside, the toothpaste inside remained the same. No matter what I did to it, whatever I did to the toothpaste, inside it remained the same. You see, the problem is what happens with people, once things that are happening outside their lives, they change who they are on the inside, they become bitter. They become the person like, you know what, they're saying this about me. You know what, okay, so I tell her now. No, they'll be like, no, you poor or something like that. Then they start thinking poorly. You'll be like, no, yes, then they start thinking what they're pretty. You see, that's it. Because of what you have externally, it changes who you are. So I say, stay real. Whatever happens, know who you are. Like Maulana, you can become this person who puts on a facade so that your friends like you to be a different person. But more only one. Or that day when you're eating a pap and a cabbage, and the other kids you know yourself, there's nothing to eat but a pap. Like, it doesn't help anyone, guys. Like, honestly, it doesn't help anyone for you to be fake. Because out of you, by you being fake, you are now cheating us of something great. If Nelson Mandela had followed everyone, we wouldn't know about it. But because he chose to be different, he chose to be unique, that's what we know him to be today. Last one, guys. Everything they told you about failure, everything they told you that you couldn't have, they lied. Like, honestly, they lied. Out of these guys, most of them, out of them, they had the same education as you guys. But they didn't let what other people are saying. They didn't, like, you find out people saying no, 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 no. Because you believe, because you've got faith, because you've got strength, you keep on soldiering on. Whatever happens, just believe and persist. Believe and persist. And in closing, guys, don't ask, just this is important. Don't ask anyone to do anything for you if you're not willing to do it yourself. Like, you guys want teachers to teach you, but at that point yourself, you're not being a student. A student is supposed to come to school to learn. Some of you will be wearing a matric uniform and everything so that people can see you, but you're not even a matric, so to speak. You just come to school to visit. A student is supposed to be here. You're wearing white wire, where's the matric? But when you get here to school, what do? Salama toilet, class, and make sure that whatever you want people to do for you, you're doing it for yourself. And I think that's my time, guys. Once again, it's Prosper. Thanks.
Guys, you see I'm smiling now. Yeah. I love the tendency in the room. I love the fact that Prosper talked about failure. You know, to me and to others up here, failure is only a chance to begin again. This time you'll be knowing all the corners that hit you. So you know to turn way and to go way. When all has gone wrong, you have failed now. All you have to do is to just absorb the skills and develop new skills to walk on those broken hills. So I love the fact that what he said as well is have faith. I will add to say, be honest with yourself. Know your strength. But then again, it's sad, because if faith, honesty, and trust was to be compared to clothing, most of the people will go naked. I'd love to introduce to you Mr. Mamkeli.
My name is Makuru. My first name is Tabo, but I call myself Advocate Makuru. One thing is probably because I'm enrolled in LLB division at Ephes University, and if all goes well, and the reason why I decided to call myself an advocate was because Dr. John Tibale once said, God does not always call the qualified, but he qualifies the call. Get that? There's a lady who wants to become a chartered accountant. If you call yourself what's your name? CSA, Chartered Accountant in South Africa, he'll qualify to become one. Then I'll run very quickly since we are running out of time. The speakers have spoken. I mean, the most important commodity on earth is time. Time is very important. And you know, in life, before you get to the top, you know, there are some potholes. There's obstacles. You know, it won't be easy for you to get what you want to get in time. When Dr. John Tibale explained failure, defined failure, failure, it's a free university that the student of success attends to learn the lessons to success. If you want to be successful, help people. Let's say, for instance, you want to go to David, you're driving to David, and on the way to David, you have a flat tire. What do? You stop, you make a U-turn. You don't do that. You stop, you change the tire, and you continue with the journey. This is what you should do. In life, sometimes, maybe you failed last year, or you did not perform well in the first quarter. Re-strategize. Come back and look at the strategy that the people have used. You come back and re-strategize. Use another strategy that will help you to achieve or get where you want to go. Am I clear? And the most important thing is to get into the driver's seat. If you want to go somewhere, you must be willing to take whatever that will be coming your way. By getting into the driver's seat, I simply mean that Have you ever seen a car or a plane or a ship in motion without a driver or a pilot? It's not possible. Get into a driver's seat, direct your ship or whatever transport that you're traveling in to go in the way you want to go. If you cannot drive, what you do, get someone who will drive the vehicle for you. Meaning that, get someone who will assist you to achieve your goals. If you want to get into this, there are people from people who go into universities. You come back, talk to them. This is one thing about me. When I was still in high school, I tried. I knew there were people from my area who were studying it, but I never went to them and asked them about it. So don't do that. Talk to people. If you don't know maths, or Africans call it maths, if you don't understand it, get someone who will assist you. There are students, when you sit in class, you see there are people who are smarter or brighter or understand the concept better than you. Go to such people, let them assist you. They'll be helping you to drive your vehicle and defeat them. And my problem was very simple, was that if I get someone to help me to get from the road, we go around and go like, it doesn't matter who gets the credit, get the goal fulfilled. Know your purpose in life. See, Papa, there's something that you're angry about. Maybe you will be sitting watching TV and you hate your life. Sometimes it will be because you think you can do a better job than him. You see people trying to talk, but it don't make sense to you. Maybe it means that you are a motivational speaker. Study the courses that will help you talk. You are a talkative person. That's who you are. And one mistake that you shouldn't do, your mother is a teacher, but a principal, and you think I was going to do the education. It doesn't work like that. Whether your dad is a lawyer, your mom is a clerk of the court. It doesn't work like that. Know what you want. There's one thing that you're passionate about. I usually tell people that marry your passion and work will become play. People are playing football, maybe they are there because they love it. It's something that they are passionate about. When they play, they're enjoying it, but at the same time they are working. One other thing that would make people to hold back in life is poverty. At best I think the fees are around 60-something thousand a year. Registration fee, the next thing will be around 10,000, because that's what's 9-point-something. But don't let such things distract you from your goal. When Dr. John Tiban once spoke, he was like, I learned to differentiate between the fact and the truth. In my life, I chose not to be frustrated by facts, but rather to be encouraged by the truth. You know a butterfly, I think you're all familiar with it. When you see it, it's so beautiful. But one thing that you don't know, or some of you do know, that it is not born a butterfly. It is born a caterpillar. As the time goes or progresses, it changes and becomes a butterfly. Were you aware of that? Yes. Then, this is what's good. When you see a caterpillar on the ground, the fact is you're looking at the caterpillar, but the truth is you're looking at the potential butterfly. So, it might be the truth that most of us are from poor background, but it might be the fact that most of us are from poor background, but it is the truth that we're all born to become prosperous. One last thing before I step down. Do I make sense to that? Yes. Okay. One last thing before I step down. Don't be discouraged by people who say bad things about you. People will be telling you, yo, football is CA, that's not possible. The amount of hard work that you have to go through. It's not like that. For an example, I think one person once spoke about Nelson Mandela. I'll give an example about him, the late freedom fight. I'm sure Mandela, when he was still fighting for freedom, there are people who went to him. They're like, Mandela, will never conquer this thing. You will never win. White people are superior. You never defeat them. And when he was arrested, I'm sure those people went to him and they're like, we told you to stop with this nonsense of yours. It is not getting you anywhere. But tell you what, after how long did he stay in prison? 27 years. He came back. When he came back, I believe the very same people, if they were still alive with them, when he came back from home, they went to him, they're like, you know, Mandela, we always see each other. With you as well, there are people who will be telling you, you know, sometimes there are big houses, you find, and that should not define who you are. Rather, use that thing to pull you up. We're like, you know what, I want to change environment, the same thing. And one last thing, this is the last thing. We all want to become successful, isn't it? And with success, it doesn't matter how smart you are, or how intelligent you think you are, or how talented you are. The most important thing is to prepare. If you get into an executive to Mamkeli, you don't start, you're not going to make it. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. And with all that, I think, if I exceed my time, thank you very much.
If you hang around with losers, you're going to be a loser. And if you run around with winners, you're going to be a winner. Let me give you an example, and then we go to one of the most prosperous, highly decorated student who came out of this university. When I came to Ephes, I spent 3 years here. In all the 3 years, I slept on the floor for 3 years. I told people that I'm going to be a millionaire. They didn't believe. Today I'm a millionaire. They say you don't have a car, but I don't have to be in a car to dream that I will be a billionaire. In 10 years' time, I'll be a billionaire, and you will say, he said it before. So it doesn't matter. And I became a top student in 2010. And it was about 100 and something of us, and there were other people in Etwa. I moved up, you know, I was there. I told them that I was there. So one is here now, and he was there.
I'm going to tell you something that I know most of you thought, but there's no ideal life for an achiever. You're probably looking at an achiever as someone who reads these big books, and then he listens to classical music, he's always watching videos about Einstein or whatever. He goes to class, he keeps quiet, he doesn't talk, he listens to the teacher. But it's all about knowing yourself. If you know yourself, then whatever you do, I mean, if you know yourself and you dedicate your time to whatever you do, and you learn to love it, I tell you, you will not excel in something unless you learn to love it. Because when you love it, if you are happy while doing whatever you're doing, it's easier for you to succeed. Because when you look at a textbook, it becomes your playground. You're not scared of a problem. If you look at a problem like, this Mickey Mouse problem, what's this? And what else do I want to say? Yeah, you should know what works for you. I don't like going to the library. I think most of the things Jamila was saying were actually pertaining to me. Because I don't like going to the library. I struggle to study there. And I eat when I study. Like I eat. That's why I say there's no ideal life for an achiever. There's no mindset to say, you know, this is what an achiever should do. He must sit there because he knows that the air situation does this and this. No, that's not it. It's all about knowing yourself. And you know, if you love what you do, I'm a fan of Harry Potter and I like watching Harry Potter. And then one of the things that inspired me is that when one of the witches died, when they excavate his body, they found him with his wand there. Means he loved his witchcraft to such an extent. Another thing, in order to succeed, in matric to succeed, you need to practice. Like those past question papers, don't take them for granted. But the problem with past question papers is that besides teaching you to understand what you're doing, most of the time teaches you to climb the problems. Sometimes you know that, no, okay, in this question they're going to ask me, okay, if I'm doing this, they're going to say state the Chatelier's principle or whatever, and then they're going to say this. That's CP, and then after that you climb it, you pass, and then you forget. CPF method. You must not do that. And then there's this thing of the whole class didn't get it, and then everyone is happy because the whole class didn't get it. No. I know because I've been there. I know because I've been there. The whole class didn't get it, and like everyone is saying, no, be that kid who got it. Be that kid who got it. And when I say the whole class didn't get it, even the teacher didn't get it, they're like, no, I got it. Nah. And then you must share the knowledge. Share. Learn to share. Sharing is caring. That's what I have to say. Sharing is caring. Cliche as it sounds, it is important. Sharing is caring. And one of the finest things about Ephes is that you get fed while studying. Doesn't matter if you carry or keranga. If you need food, food will be given to those who ask. If you need help, go to someone who knows. Help will be given to those who ask. You don't ask for help and then you're like, hey, sorry at all. You can't say that if you didn't go to him and ask. And I don't think if someone is excelling, then I think excelling is, I think there's a correlation, there's a strong correlation between excelling and common sense. If someone is excelling and you go to him to ask for help, he won't say, oh, I don't want to help you. Sometimes, you know what's the problem here? When you go to someone with a problem and then you say, can you help me with this? Most of the time, you want him to do it for you. And then when he's guiding you, he's like, sit here, guiding you towards the step on how to approach that problem. You're like, I'll go there and then those things and say, no. It happens. It happens, guys. I know. I've been there. I was sitting here and these guys were here. And I learned a lot of things from them. And one of the things, this guy making a video, he said something last year when he came. He said something about, okay, he did speak about knowing yourself. Ne? And then he said something about when he's studying and then he makes notes and then puts them on his wall and then read them in the morning while eating. I actually do that. I think that was one of the most important things I learned last year. Because I know I have a bad memory. You see, knowing yourself comes back in again. Not CPF. Yeah, and failure. You'll experience failure. I'll tell you a personal story. There's in one of the courses I'm doing, there's this big one, this monster of the whole thing, and they call it process. And I failed the first test process. I was so depressed that when I got to rest, I didn't even study for that day. I slept. But when I woke up, I told myself one thing: this should be the last time I'm failing that course. Cause like the other thing that makes people to sort of give up on something, it's the stimulus. You know, if I'm sitting here, I'm like, physics is hard. Guys, I've experienced physics. Physics is hard. Like, it's hard. Most of you will put that thing in a private, so one wash. What's in C? There's this thing. You measure yourself by other people's abilities. Like, I give this one bad. Then it's school as well. That's why I'm saying, be that kid who got that problem, so that answer. That answer that was showing even the teacher. Be that kid. And guys, there was this trend before I completed my matric. There was this trend of girls being the ones to get distinctions in English. So now I'm speaking to the guys. Like, guys, I beg you, you need this thing. You need that English. You need it. It was a trend in the school that, hey, we know every year, when I looked at the matrix, at the results for 2011, so the distinctions for English were from the girls, and Jemina was one of them, I remember. And then, okay, one other thing, you must know, get sources of motivation. Some of the sources of motivation I got were from learners who matriculated at this school, including Jemina herself. Even Sakil and Kuduzi, Molen over here. I think I was in grade 8 or 9 when he matriculated. 2010, I was in grade 9. But I followed the history, traced it, I knew who did what, and that sort of motivated me. And when you get motivated, you sort of want to raise the standard. Like, I want to do something that's never been done. But you won't do it by talking and saying how to do it. You should practice. Practice. Practice, practice. Not CPF, once more. Practice and understand. L-O. Guys, L-O. L-O is not tennis court. As much as you go to the tennis court, most of your period during L-O, you must study it. Because the paper will come in theory. You don't come and they won't give you a soccer ball there like, hey, I mean, no Ronaldinho stars can imitate. No. I'll tell you a personal story about me and Hello. It might be crazy, but then I wanted what I wanted. I wasn't studying Hello, and then I learned that during the beginning of September, I learned that the final exam for LO will actually be tested on the preliminary exams. On that day, when I was writing LO, I was writing at 9 o'clock. I woke up at 12:30. I know, and I have a sort of a bad memory. I woke up at 12:30, and then I made notes, like key points on different chapters of LO. Then I kept reading them until 9 o'clock. I knew that at that time, by 9 o'clock, the knowledge would still be fresh. I didn't sleep from 12:30 up until I woke up. Yeah, I wrote it well. It was alright. That's why I'm saying sometimes you have to make sacrifices. And time. Like you should use time very wisely. Very, very wise. I was also like, I'm a normal person. I listen to hip hop. I don't listen to I struggle to listen to house. I know most of you listen to house. I struggle to listen to. I like hip hop. That's why there's no ideal theory that's written down there. If you want to achieve this, is what you must do. I like hip hop, and I like playing Monopoly, 30 seconds, all those things. because it is what works for me. I know what works for me. I know who I am. And I'm also a product of this township. I think that's the greatest motivation I can give you. My home is still here. This is home. Even if it is home. Yeah, and like Femina said, we have different sacrifices that we make. One of the sacrifices I used to make was time. I sacrificed a lot of time, a lot of sleeping time. I sacrificed sleeping time. I slept like 4 or 5 hours a day then. I would sort of sleep then on weekend, but I would sleep knowing that I actually gained something from what I was studying. You know, sometimes there are people who say, I stay up all night, I study, I stay up all night, I'm always on my books, but they don't see the results. You must learn to change. If something is not working, change it. As much as you need to know what works for you, if something doesn't work, change it. This year I have a roommate where I live, and he finds comfort working with people, discussing stuff. I'm more of a solitary person. I believe in understanding the theory first. Then I go to join the study group so that I can be helped by others who know more than me. And sometimes you don't want to join a study group because you think you don't want a person to tell you something or whatever. But sometimes when you're joining that study group, whatever you're saying, you are also benefiting someone. Because some people, there's this thing, I tend to remember a lot of things that people tell me. If I made a mistake, if you make a mistake, you'll never forget it. That's why it's important to try. One of the hardest things is raising your hand up in class and saying, I don't understand. You feel like the person next to you maybe is judging you, like, I don't. But it's not like that. And no matter how simple a problem may look, you'll never really know how easy it was or how hard it was until you try it. You must try it. You must practice. Practice is really important. And each time you think of doing something else, you can have leisure time, entertainment, but know how to make up for it. I know time loss can never be regained. That's why you need to learn how to manage your time. One of the things I still struggle with is using a timetable. I can't use a timetable. It's hard for me. But I know, like, I study what I feel like studying. However, you must maintain a balance. Don't do maths the whole week, then you forget about other subjects. You must maintain that balance. And